Okay, so let's move forward. Let's come to this problem. Again about beta application only. Come to this problem. Preeti, a school teacher, after retirement, has built up a portfolio of rupees 1,20,000, uh, which is as to show, which is as to follow, which is as follows: stock, number of shares, market price, beta. Her portfolio consultant Sri Vijay has advised her to bring down the beta to zero point 0.8. You require to compute present portfolio beta. How much risk-free investment should be brought in to reduce the beta to zero point 0.8? Show the workings to prove that beta of zero point 0.8 is achieved. Okay, so first we'll compute the portfolio beta, regular method. First you compute the weight, number of shares into market price will give you value. Value divided by the total, you get the weight, weight into beta, the product column give you the portfolio beta. Regular method, like the earlier problem. How much risk-free investment should be brought in to reduce the beta to 0 0.8? That means I think existing, let's say beta comes to 1.7. Now if you want to reduce the beta, the second point here telling risk-free investment should be brought in. Why is it so? Because risk-free investment will have beta of 0. Beta for risk-free investment is 0. Your existing portfolio, we don't know, we have to calculate. Let's say 1.7 beta, and if I add with risk-free investment which has beta of 0, when I merge both 1.7 and 0, this will come down. That's what they're asking. How much should be added such a way that it should reduce to 0 0.8. Two ways of interpretations possible. When I say how much risk-free investment should be brought in, that is the additional amount to be added exist in addition to the existing one, or amount to be substituted. Both ways we can answer, and both ways answer is different. And normally, because they said investment should be brought in, we interpret amount to be added and not substituted. All those things I'll explain once more. Let's go to that one. So let's come to this. What is the present portfolio beta? Let's calculate that. Regular method, you know. Security, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, all those things. Number of shares given, market price given, multiply 1000 into 50, 50,000, 500 into 20, 10,000, 800 into 25, 20,000, 200 into 200, 40,000. Total 12 lakh. Then 5 lakh by 12 lakh, 0.4167, 10,000 by 12 lakh, 0.0833, 20,000 by 12 lakh, 0.1667, 40,000 by 12 lakh, 0.0333. Please write down till there. PPT visible, right? Okay, okay, fine, good. Okay. Okay. So write down till there. Okay, multiplied by beta. Beta given 0.9, 1, 1.5, 1.2, multiply 0.9 into 0.4167, 0.375, 1 into 0.0833, 0.083. I'm taking 3 decimals, you can take 2, 4, no problem. 1.5 into 0.1667, 0.250, 1.2 into 0.333, 0.4. So total 1.108. So depending on which decimal you take, number will slightly vary, but that's completely accepted. So current portfolio beta is 1.108. Portfolio beta. This is first part of the question. Current portfolio beta. Okay, second part of the question. What is the objective? Reduce the beta to 0.8. Reduce the portfolio beta to 0.8. So existing, you are having 1.108. You add risk-free investments, which is going to be 0 beta. The portfolio revised portfolio beta, our target or revised or target portfolio beta is 0.8. These are the prices we are assuming definitely at the time of investment. Correct. Every decision here is made at the time of investment, and expected return comes later. So all these things are as on dates at the time of investment. Cost only, investor's cost. Correct. Okay, now so how much should be the investment? This is the beta. What should be the weight? Now the weight, let's say total weight is 1, and risk-free investment is what we want to understand, how much to be invested. Now amount wise, how do we put the, you can compute the percentages or you can compute the amount method also. Let's go for the weight method. The total of the weight is 1. Investment in risk-free security, let me say WF, and existing, I'll say 1 minus WF. So what is the portfolio beta is going to be? Weighted average, weight into multiplied by beta. Beta 1.108 multiplied by its weight, 1 minus risk-free security, plus this is 0 into, this is, we can ignore it, risk-free security, 0 into WF should be equal to 0.8. Just simplify, you get the value of weight in security. Similarly, instead of putting the weights, you can directly compute the amounts also by putting the amounts there. Okay, anyway, let's write down here. What do we get? 1.8108 into 1 means 1.108. minus 1.108 into WF means 1.108 WF, and 0.8 comes left side, minus 0.8 equal to 0. This goes to right side. So 1.108 minus 0.8 means 0.308 equals 1.108 WF. So 0.308 by 1.108 is WF. So what is investment in risk-free security should be WF. Investment in risk-free security. 0.308 divided by 1.108. Basically difference between these two divided by the existing one. .308 divided by 1.108. 0.2779 or 0.2780. 0.2780. So that is 27.87%. 27.80%. So when you structure your investment portfolio, 27.80, that is 27.80 percentage, 27.79, but when you round off, 9 is there, 27997 is there. So when you round off, you get 27.80. When you invest, when you make a portfolio, how much ever amount it may be, does not matter. 27.80 percentage you invest in risk-free security, balance you invest in market, whatever other existing the security, risky security. That should be your combination. If that is the combination of the weights like this 27 point plus and whatever remaining 77 plus, that will give you portfolio beta of 0.8. Please write down in sentences. Write down sentences. When the portfolio consists of, when the portfolio consists of 27.8% in risk-free securities, when the portfolio consists of 27.8% in risk-free securities and balance in risky securities. And balance in risky securities. How much the balance comes to? Remaining 1 minus 0.2780, that is 72.20, is it? Balance in risky security 72.20%. Portfolio beta will be 0.8. Portfolio beta will be 0.8. Portfolio beta will be 0.8. Now they're asking only the weights, is it? What is the requirement in the question? How much means you have to calculate the amount. For that purpose, we know in risky securities what is the existing amount. Now here there are two interpretations possible. One interpretation, the existing amount will remain same and additional amount I am bringing in. That is one interpretation possible. Other interpretation possible, my existing amount I will not change. I am going to replace risky security with risk-free security. Both interpretations are possible. In this problem, which one to interpret, I'll come to that. But in some other problem, it might be slightly different. Are you able to get the point? There are two ways of interpretation. One, Existing portfolio remains same, additional amount I will bring in. Another existing amount is going to be my total amount. I'm not going to bring anything new. Existing risky securities I will sell, and other one I will substitute. Introduction versus substitution. Two methods are possible. In this problem, how much risk-free investment should he bought in? So additional amount is what our interpretation, but other interpretation also possible. So if amount in risk-free security is in addition to existing, this is one interpretation possible. Second, if amount in risk-free security is substituted in existing. So one is in addition and one is in substituted to existing. Substituted means what? Existing risky securities are sold proportionately. Risk-free securities are sold proportionately. Now, why existing should be sold? Because you're substituting. If something is purchased, something should be sold in case of substitution. Why proportionately? Only then weights will remain same. If you sell only one of them, the weights will change. So that is the second interpretation. Okay, now first interpretation. If existing amount is there, additional amount risk free is there. So what we are going to do, the amount of portfolio what we have, what is amount of portfolio what we have? Total amount of portfolio 12 lakh, right? 1,20,000. 1,20,000. 1,20,000. We are going to write it in the existing risky securities column. Here we write 1,20,000. And risk-free security will come additionally, and total portfolio will be this plus this. But if second interpretation you do, that is, if amount in risk-free security is going to substitute, then total amount will not change. Total amount is going to be 1,20,000. Now, how do we calculate the remaining amount? Just the cross multiplication method, because total should be 100%. Now, just a cross multiplication you can do. 1,20,000, 72.2. How much for 27.8? Cross multiply. 1,20,000 into 27.8 divided by 72.2. You get 46,205. Okay. And total amount of portfolio will become 1,46,205. 1,66,000. Okay. 1,66,000. And if it is risk-free security, what you are going to do? Cross multiplication method. 1,20,000 is 100. How much for 27.8? Cross multiplication. Just divide in the ratio 27:72. 1,20,000 into 27.8 divided by 100. $33,360. And remaining in risk-free securities 86,640. And this one means existing is 1,20,000. It has to become 86,640. So remaining should be sold. And that is what is 33,360 should be sold and will be used for purchasing the amount in risk-free securities. Which stock to be sold? All stocks should be sold in proportionate manner. Then only weights will remain same. So that's why the second one is very rare interpretation. Unless asked, we don't do it. So the first one is always recommended. This is recommended. Recommended one. One more shortcut is there. You can use it for verification. Direct answer shortcut. Amount in risk-free security. Is going to be calculated by current beta minus target beta divided by current beta into existing portfolio amount. Current beta is 1.108. Target beta is 0.8. Divide by current beta, divide by 1.108 into portfolio amount, which is 1,20,000. So how much you get? $33,360. That's what this number is. This number you get. Instead of dividing by current beta, you divide by target beta itself. That is another one. 1.108 minus 0.8 divided by target beta itself you divide. That is 0.8 into 1,20,000. How much you get? 1.108 minus 0.8 divided by 0.8 into 1,20,000. You get 46,200, right? And this is what? This number here in the first interpretation. You divide by current beta, you get the second interpretation answer. You divide by target beta, you get the first interpretation answer. So you can use it for verification. Answer also you can get directly, but I don't know whether the examiner will accept this answer. Because this institute has not given any solution. I have not seen any textbook. Just through observation, I got this one, so I am sharing it with you. So don't use it for presenting your answer. You can use this for a verification purpose. And one more way of reducing beta is also there. That's called as shorting the security in derivatives, future market. That we discuss when we go to derivative market. But in the exam, they can ask you same thing in one problem also. How to reduce it using risk-free security, how to use it, how to reduce it using Nifty futures. Shorting in Nifty futures. But the shorting in Nifty future is part of derivative chapter. So we will do separately. But in exam, they can ask both in one problem. Just be aware of it. They also asked us to verify it. You can verify that later for your reference. Maybe we'll do it quickly. But one more interpretation I would like to do here. I hope you have taken down till here. Okay. Now, here they said how much should risk-free investment should be brought in to reduce it to 0.8. Similarly, in the question they can say increase the beta also possible. Just like you can reduce the risk, you can increase the risk also. Increase it to, let's say, 1.2. Now in this problem, if they ask 1.2, you have to increase it. Let's not recalculate everything. Let's use the shortcut what I told you. For the first one, I will say that. Let's say. So what is the shortcut? Amount in risk-free the shortcut I'm using, that is current minus target by target. Current minus target by target into whatever the portfolio amount. If you want to increase the beta to 1.8, current is 1.108, target is 1.2, divided by target is 1.2 into portfolio amount 1,20,000. So how much you get? $1.108 minus 1.2 divided by 1.2 into 1,20,000. You get some 9,200, right? Minus. Yeah, minus. This is for the first one. Now, how do you interpret this minus? Number, amount not important. I was talking about this negative sign. Negative will come. How do you interpret this negative interpretation? How do you understand this negative number? Positive number comes, amount of risk-free investment should be invested. What do you mean by negative? Amount that need to be borrowed. This represents amount of risk-free investment should be borrowed, amount of borrowings. So we need to borrow 9,200 and invest in all these securities proportionately. That's how my risk will reduce basically, or my existing investment I will withdraw and to that extent I will borrow. Both interpretations possible. I did the first interpretation but for verification purpose. So don't worry about that. But importance is when you want to increase the risk. Remember we have discussed in CML also, SML in capital market line also, capital allocation line also. When you want to get more return than market, you leverage your position. Your beta currently it is 1.108. You want to increase your beta, increase the risk. That is by not investing in risk-free security, borrowing risk-free security and investing in risky security. Take the money from risk-free security where you pay interest and invest the amount in risky securities. You increase your risk. Okay, that's one more was possible. I just explained it to you. Show workings to prove beta is achieved. Is it there in the problem? To prove that? Okay, if they ask, let's do it. How will the financial risk be considered in that situation? Financial risk would have been already considered. That's how beta is increasing. Beta, we talk about levered beta, and levered beta means it's a combination of business risk as well as financial risk. Now when we increase our beta because of borrowings, so financial risk is considered, because of that only our risk is increasing. That is a concept which is being applied. How your risk is increased, how your beta is increased, you are borrowing. Your borrowing means you are creating a leverage, you are creating a financial risk. So beta is increased. So beta is increased due to leverage only. This 0.8 becoming 1.2 is because of financial risk. When we withdraw from the existing, will we invest the risky security to increase the beta to 1.2? As I told you, again, two interpretation possible. Existing amount one amount you borrow and additionally you invest. That is one interpretation possible. Or amount you borrow, existing amount you withdraw from your thing. So basically your equity will reduce and your debt will increase. That's one interpretation possible. Or existing equity remains same, your debt will increase and additional amount you borrow will be invested. Both interpretation possible, like they were explained. Both are possible. Amounts will be slightly different to maintain the ratio in that case. But my interpretation was, or my focus was in the negative part. Okay, they asked us to prove it. Okay, let's prove it. Let's take the first one. Let's not take all of the things. Let's take the first int one, 46 to 100. That one will do for verification purpose. So what is going to happen now? That's for the same list. You will have one additional thing, which is risk-free security. And this is going to be 46,205. So total market value 12 lakh 46. This was still 1 lakh 20. So 1 lakh 66 205. Recalculate the weights. $50,000 divided by 1,66,205. 0.30808. 10,000 divided by 1,66,205. 0.0602. Uh, 0.0602. 20,000 by 1,66,205. 1.1203. 40,000 divided by 1,66,205. 0.2407. And 46,205 divided by 1,66,205. 0.2780. That's what we calculated already, 0.2780. Their respective betas, 0.91, 1.5, 1.2. Okay, let's calculate, multiply 0.3008 into 0.9, 0.27, 0.0602 into 1, same only, 0.06, 0.1203 into 1.5, 0.18, 0.2407 into 1.2, 0.288, 0.29. And this will have 0 because you will have no beta for risk-free security, 0. So total 0.27 plus 0.06 plus 0.18 plus 0.29. So you got exactly 0.80. So target beta is achieved. Okay, again, let me tell you, beta is not a foolproof. This is historical data. It's just a measure, statistical measure. When you practically apply on a daily basis, the beta may not be hold good. These are all statistical indicators. Everything will not be 100% accurate. But when you make decisions, you make some basis applied. You can't do blind decisions. So beta is being applied in various cases, even in practical life. I have seen in many portfolio managers using this a lot. And this need to be reported also in mutual funds and all. These need to be reported also. Anyway, so this is what this problem is all about. let's go further.